Hello and welcome to my sermon. It's the day after my birthday. It's July 21st of 2019. And we had record heat all over our great country yesterday on the anniversary of us stepping on the moon. And unfortunately, being the author of 2 books on climate change, and I have a Master's of Science in Environmental Studies, the news is not good for the future. We are triggering what's called feedback loops, in which the warming of our planet, triggered by the burning of fossil fuels, the destruction of our forests, and some other influences that humans have caused, we are triggering more warming. For example, the melting of the ice in the Arctic, and I've been on 4 expeditions throughout the Arctic. The melting of that ice is allowing much more of the sun's energy to be absorbed as heat instead of being reflected out to space. It's called the albedo effect. Snow and ice reflect about 90% of the sun's energy back out to space, whereas open water absorbs about 90% of the sun's energy. So that's causing the Earth to get even warmer. The melting permafrost is another major feedback loop. As the permafrost, which we used to be called permanently frozen ground, with climate change it is melting. And there's vast amounts of methane that is being released as the permafrost melts. And probably the biggest feedback loop, and the scariest too, is methane clathrates on our ocean floor. As that methane is released, it can also cause giant explosions. But regardless, it's certainly going to increase the warming. And the future is not a pretty one. We are going to have to take major action if we have a chance to slow down climate change enough for humanity to survive. It's not going to be easy. And deniers are the biggest problem. People who just either don't know science, or more likely they're bought off by the oil coal industry and have a financial incentive to tell lies. Here is a quote from the Bible about them. Proverbs chapter 12 verse 22. Lying lips are an abomination to the Lord, but those who act faithfully are his delight. Now, there's no question that climate change is real. It's a very serious problem. I've been speaking out about it since the 1980s. And it's very simple science. We can't deny it. And those who are denying it are committing mass murder, like yelling fire in a crowded building, except they're destroying the entire planet with, in essence, fire in the future. And there is record forest fires in Alaska because of climate change, as I document in both my 2nd and 4th books. And those who are lying about this will not go unpunished by God, and we should prosecute them as well in our courts today. Proverbs chapter 19 verse 9. A false witness will not go unpunished, and he who breathes out lies will perish. The fossil fuel industry is definitely breathing out a lot of lies. And that's making it harder to convince people that we need to make changes. But future generations will know, those with just a basic knowledge of science know, like myself, that this is real. It's a serious crisis that threatens not just humanity, but every single other species on our planet as well. And they're going to get hit the hardest, because we as humans will end up taking from their habitat and destroying them in other ways, and as we try to survive. And here is a quote about that from our Bible, Luke chapter 8, verse 17. For nothing is hidden that will not be made manifest, nor is anything secret that will not be known and come to light. Now, people need to realize I am an expert on climate change. This is a serious issue, and it's going to be getting a lot worse, but we can do things about it. I put my solar panels in myself. I think we need a World War II-like effort to combat climate change. Mass production of solar panels, wind generators. We can also put wind generators off the coast in our oceans, particularly the shallow ones like the Atlantic. And also we need to focus on energy conservation efforts and high-speed rail. We can move a lot faster. We can have a lot more fun. I've done 11 North American rail passes with my speaking tours and lots more travel. I've been on the train throughout Europe and Japan too. It's a wonderful way to travel. You can walk around on the train. You don't get cramped legs. You look right out on nature, and of course you don't have to worry about driving. It's a heavenly way to travel, and it can greatly reduce greenhouse gas emissions because the efficiency of steel on steel wheels is exponentially better than rubber on asphalt. So again, I hope people work to make changes in their own lives. Call Congress 202-224-3121. Ask your 2 senators and your representative to take serious action on climate change. And remember the future. Think about the next generation and what we're leaving for them.